The topics that we are going to cover there, we will see how to access SAP GUI Icon. We will see how to log on to SAP. Okay, we will see how to reset user password and SAP Easy Access Screen. SAP Easy Access Screen for all modules. How to use command bar. Then menu path for transactions. How to access menu path for transactions. How to add favorite transactions. F1 help and F4 search and the types of fields in the SAP system and how to work with multiple sessions. So these are the topics we will be covering in the navigation. Okay, so basically here today we will see how to log on to SAP, how to perform the transactions, all those things we will cover today. Okay, so whenever you want to work on SAP, first thing is you will be logging on to SAP. There will be a what do you call, you have this kind of icon in your system. You need to double click on that. When you double click on that, you will be getting this screen. In this screen, you are already provided with server details. Again, you have to double click on that. When you double click on that, you will be getting the initial logon screen. So I'll show you this in the system. Okay, so let's see it in the system. So when you log on to your laptop or desktop, whatever is, you will have a SAP logon. This one, logon pad. This is called SAP logon pad. You need to click on that. The moment you click on that, you will be getting this screen. So you have to go to your particular server. This server will be provided by the institute. You need to select that server. Just double click on it. The moment you double click on it, you will be getting this logon screen. Okay, here you will be provided with a user ID and password. Okay, initially you have to enter your user ID and password. Okay, just 1 minute. So you have to you will be provided with a user ID and password. You need to click on that. Okay, so I'll enter with my user ID and password. Okay, so now once you enter the user ID and password, you enter. Okay, you will be getting this screen. This screen is called SAP Easy Access Screen. This screen is called SAP Easy Access Screen. You will get a screen like this is what I am showing. Okay, it is called SAP Easy Access Screen. This is called title bar. This is the navigation area. I'll show you in the system. And whenever you do some activities, on the down you will get some messages, which is called status bar. Okay, so basically from here onwards, whenever we go into our next classes, you will be always looking at this easy access screen, SAP Easy Access Screen, from where you will be performing the transactions. Okay, so in SAP, everything will happen through transactions. Okay, so what is transactions? Transactions let users to create, change or display data or run a report in SAP. Basically, whatever you do in SAP, that you do with the transaction. So basically these transactions are for creating data, changing the already created data, or to see the data, or to run a report in SAP. That is the use of transactions. Basically everything will happen through transactions. So I'll show you the transaction, how to access a transaction. So basically you will be navigating through a menu path. Okay, so this is how you navigate in a menu path. So from the easy access screen, you go to your particular folder, then you open the subfolder, and then you will go to the particular transaction code. Every transaction will have a transaction code attached to it. Like here, if you see creation of purchase order, that transaction code attached is MA51 here. Okay, I'll show you that how to navigate. So here we are on the easy access screen. Open logistics folder. Here you have to go to materials management. We are learning MM module. So click on the folder MM materials management folder. Open this. We want to create a purchase order, let's say. Then go to open folder purchasing. Okay, now again you have a folder called purchase order. Open this. Here you see create. Open this here ME21N. Double click. Then you will go to the transaction. Every transaction will be provided with a T code, transaction code. So let's say if in our case, we want to create a purchase order. Create purchase order. So the T code is ME21N. So this is a transaction, and for the transaction T code attached is this one. So as you keep on working on SAP, you will become familiar with some T codes. You will be able to remember some T codes. It's not mandatory that you have to remember all the T codes. It's very difficult. As you keep on working, you will be able to remember some of the important transaction codes. Okay, so this is one method of accessing the transaction through menu path. The one which I showed you is through menu path. This is called menu path. Now if you want to close this, again close create folder, close purchasing folder, close materials management folder, close collapse logistics folder. Again you are back to the original screen. Okay, this is called collapsing. Okay, now this is one method. Now let's say I don't want to use this menu path. Then you can go through a fast path field. Using the fast path field means what you can do is, here you will have a on the easy access on the main screen, you will have a field, fast path field. In that fast path field, you need to enter the T code, that transaction code. Enter it, and then once you enter, system will take you to the particular transaction. I'll show you this in the system. Okay, so if you go here you see on the top there is a fast path field is there. There you enter the T code. If you know the T code, directly you can enter ME21N. Now I'm directly entering it. Enter and click on this button. Either you can enter this button. Now it will take you to the transaction. There are two methods. Either you can use menu path. Or you can use fast path field. You can use any one of this. Okay, so this is how you will access the transaction in the SAP system. Okay, so now let's move on. Now favorites. We'll discuss on the favorites part. Now when you are working on SAP, there are a lot of transactions. You will be working only with few transactions in the real time. You will not be working with all the transactions. Okay, very few, around 10 or 11 transactions you will work. Let's say you are a purchasing officer in a company. Every day you will create a purchase order. So every day coming here, entering ME21N, again time consuming activity. So this transaction you can add it as a favorite in your as a favorites. Okay, so here if you see, there is a folder called favorites. In that you can add one more transaction. So how you will add it as a favorites? Click on this button, favorites. On the top there is a button, insert transaction. click on this option, insert transaction. So here you will enter the T code ME21N. See, the moment you enter, it got added here. Create purchase order. So when you log in the next time, it will show in the favorites. So I'm logging off once. I will log in again. I'm logging off. Again, I will log in. Okay, see. Now it is showing create purchase order as favorite. Now I'll add one more favorites. Suppose let's say I want to add one more transaction. Create material. Let's say I want to create material master. Okay, so I'll add it. The transaction code MM01. See, it got added MM01. Like this, you can add multiple transactions into favorites. I'll add one more. Okay, you can add as what do you call create production order. Let's say in the production department they want to add this CO01. So like this you can add. So whatever the transactions you frequently perform, you can add them here, and from here directly you can go to the transaction. No need to type here also. No need to type in the fast path field, or no need to go through this entire what do you call that menu path. Just come here, directly click on the T code. Simply you will go to the T code. It's basically to save your time favorites. Okay. So next we will be discussing on moving from one transaction to another transaction. Okay. So let's say I'm working in a transaction. I'm working in create purchase requisition transaction. From here, I want to close this session and I want to go to another session directly. Then what you do, you type /n and that new transaction. Whatever the new transaction is there, that you will type it here. So system will close the current transaction and it will open new transaction. This is what called moving from one transaction to another transaction. So I'll show you this in the system. So what you have to do is, let's say I am in the create purchase order transaction. Now I want to close this. I want to open create purchase requisition. So what you have to do is, normal scenario, what you will do, you will go back and then here you will type ME51N, create purchase requisition. You will type. Okay, there is some issue, that's okay. Okay, suppose let's say I am in create purchase order. I want to go to purchase requisition, material master creation. So what you will do, you will go back and again you will type MM01. Okay, you will double click or you will type. No, but instead of that, what you can do is, you are on the create purchase order screen. Okay, so now what you can do is, on the fast menu path field, type /n and the new transaction code which you want to access, MM01. So now the moment I enter, system will close this current session and it will open a new session, that MM01 session, create material session. See, the moment I enter, you see what will happen. See, we have now system has taken you to the MM01 screen. So this is how you will move from one transaction to another transaction from the same screen. Okay, next we will discuss on the starting new session using fast path field. Okay, now let's say you are working on this transaction. Now simultaneously I want to work on one more transaction simultaneously, like in your when you are working on internet, you will open multiple sessions, right? Okay, same thing, I want to work on multiple sessions. So what you can do is, from the same screen, here there is a button, creates new session. There is a button, you can click on that button. If you click on that button, system will open one more session. See, if you see here, there are two sessions now. In one session we are creating material master. Another session, let's say I want to create purchase order, ME21N. So now we are accessing, we have opened two sessions we are working with. Now instead of that, now let's say I'll close this session first of all. Now let's say we are on this session. Now I want to open in another session directly the transaction code instead of opening it and again they typing the transaction code. So what you can do, you can use /o and the new transaction code. So let's say ME21N. The moment I do this, system will open another session with this transaction code. Okay, so now the moment I enter, you see in another session it has opened create purchase order. Now two sessions are open. One is create material, another one is create purchase order. Two sessions are open. That's how you can do. So that is the use of /o. So type /o before the transaction code and hit enter. You will be taken directly to the new transaction in a new session without closing what you are working on. You can do this from any screen. That's what you have to type /o and the transaction code. Okay, this is one method. Now the next one is system messages. You need to work on system messages. You need to know system messages. When you are working on SAP, system will be giving you three types of messages. One is error message, next one is information message, third one is warning message. Error message will come with red color. That means there is some problem. You need to correct this problem, otherwise system will not allow you to go further, which is called error message. Information message comes with green color. There is no action required. System just informing you some information. That's all. You can proceed further. Now another one is warning message. It comes with yellow color. Indicates that there is some problem, but you can proceed further. Even without resolving that error problem, you can continue further. It's a warning. So these three types of messages will come. You will be able to see when we are working on SAP. So I'll show you that. Here if you see, I am creating a material. I entered industry sector. Now the moment I enter, you see what's happening. What message you are getting? You are getting an error message which is coming with red color. Enter a material type. That means if you don't resolve this problem, you cannot continue further. So as long as how many times I enter, I will be getting the same message. Because it is an error message, you have to resolve it. Otherwise, you cannot go further. So what you do? I'll select material type. I'll select a material ROH. Now, as I resolve the problem, now I can continue further. See, now it is allowing to go further. That is the error message. Okay. Now coming to information message. Suppose information message means, suppose let's say I'll select material, or I'll create a material. Just I'll create basic data 1 and 2 and purchasing. Only three views I'll select. This we will discuss in tomorrow's class. Next class, continue. Okay. I'll put test 1, 2, 3. Okay. Purchasing group I will enter. As of now, I am entering this. Now when I save this, you see what message you will get. So I saved this material. This material master we will discuss in a separate topic in detail. See what message you got on the down with a yellow color. Material created. This is an information message. Information message will come with a yellow color. Green color. That means it's just an information to you that the material is created. That is what called information message. So warning message will come with a yellow color. I will show you that. Suppose let's say I'm creating a material again. I will create one more material. Now this time I will select MRP views. Plant is 1000. Now I am on the MRP view. I enter. Okay. Now the moment I enter, and delivery time somebody made a default. It is okay. Where it is made as default field. Okay, I'll just 1 minute, let me enter. Okay, here no warnings are coming. Okay, not a problem. I'll show you warning message later point of time. That field has been made mandatory. Okay, anyhow, warning message I'll show you later point of time. It comes with yellow color. When we are working on the system, you will get a lot of warning messages. That time I'll show you. Okay, so these are the messages. Now next one we will go is types of fields. Okay, so what is types of fields? When you are working on SAP, you will be able to see two types of fields. One is mandatory field. There will be a mandatory field and there will be an optional field. There are two types of fields. Okay, optional, which means if you don't enter the data also, system will take you to further. That is optional field. Next one is mandatory field. Mandatory field. So if you don't enter the data in the mandatory field, means required field. Required field. This will be a required field. Okay, so system will not allow you to go further. So I'll show you that. Suppose if you go to our material, go to change. I'll go to material change. Suppose in this material, if I go to basic data 1 view, here suppose if I remove this old material number, the moment I try to go to basic data 2 view, what's happening? System is telling this is a mandatory field. You have to enter data in this field. Otherwise, you cannot go further. Whereas other fields are optional fields. Other fields are optional fields. So whenever there is a mandatory field, it will come with this symbol. You see, there is a symbol. It will come with this symbol. So you have to enter data in this one. So I'll enter 7122. I entered it. Now it will allow you to go further. See, now you can go to the next screen. That is called mandatory field. Either you make a field optional or a mandatory field. Or a mandatory field. Okay, that's how you do. This is what. Now next one we will be discussing is okay, match code. So basically, for some fields there will be a list of allowed values will be there. From that you will be selecting the value. That is called match code. Okay, suppose I'll show you. If you go here, let's say you have this base unit of measure. So if you want to enter the value, here you cannot enter whatever you want. Suppose let's say their PC is there. Now you cannot enter. If I enter S1, you see, system is throwing unit S1 not created in language even. That means this S1 is not in this list. Okay, this list is not in this list. It's not there. You have to enter the value from this list only. If you enter a value which is not there in this list, it will throw the error. It will throw the error. So suppose if each is there, if I enter each, it will take. So for some fields you will have this. For some fields you can enter anything. Free text. Here for this field there is no allowed values are there. You can enter anything here. You can enter like this. Just 1 minute. So suppose if you go to basic data 1, here for this field old material number you can enter anything. It is a free text entry field. Okay, there is no allowed values here. That is what called match code. Match code, types of fields. Okay, now the next one we'll be discussing is field help F1 and F4. Okay, so basically F1 means it displays, F1 will display the meaning of field and technical information, and F4 will display the possible entries for a particular field. You have F1 and F4. On the keyboard, if you press on F1, it will give the name and meaning of that particular field, and it will give you some information about that particular field. Whereas if you press F4, it will give you the display of all the possible entries for that particular field. I'll show you that. So we are here. Now I want to know information about this particular field. So what you have to type is F1. On your keyboard, you type F1. The moment I type F1, see, it will give information about that particular field. If the field is base unit of measure, what is that unit of measure, what is the dependencies, everything information about that particular field, you will get it over here. If you press F1, you have to be on that field. You have to put your cursor on the field and then type F1 on the keyboard. You will get this one. Now F4 will give you allowed values. Either you can click on this button to get the allowed values. One more option is you can type F4 on your keyboard. When you type F4, it will give you all the allowed values. I have not clicked on that button, match code button. So this is the use of F1 and F4. F1 and F4. Once you keep on working in the system, you will come to know about these ones. Okay. Now the next one is technical name display. So whenever you are working on SAP, every field will be stored in a table and field. The technical name display and everything, you can see that here. Okay, so here, just technical name display. So what you need to do is, again you click on F1. Sorry, again you can click on F1. You will get this one. Here you will get a button, technical information. So click on that button, technical information. When you click on that, it will take you to the technical name of that particular field. So the technical name of that particular field is this one, MEINS. Its name is MEINS. That's what you will get. Okay, so that is how you will get the technical information. You see, base unit of measure, MEINS. This is the normal description. This is the technical name of the field, and in this table it gets stored. Once we continue with our course, you will come to know more about this one. Okay, so that is the one. Go back, close this. So that is how you will navigate to a technical name of a field. Okay. Now the last one is logging off. So how to log on from the system. So once you complete your work every day, you will log off from the system. Either you can navigate to this path and click on this log off, or on the fast menu path field, you can type /NEX. Both ways you can log off. So when you're logging off, system will give you this pop-up message. Okay, I'll show you this in the system. So there are two methods. Go here, system, log off. It will ask like this. Unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to log off? Then you put yes, you will be able to log off. So system will close you are logged off from the system. Same like the way you log off from Gmail, LinkedIn, Twitter, same thing. Okay, again I'm logging in. Okay, user 9 Kumar 123, enter. Okay, so again we are on the screen. Now another method is /NEX. You can type this /NEX and enter. The moment you enter, so you will be able to log off. See, system has logged off. There are two methods. Okay, so basically now basically there are three types of data in SAP. Okay, I'll show you this. One is configuration data. Next one is master data. Third one is a transactional data. Configuration data normally will be done by the consultants. We will be doing. Master data normally will be created by the users, core users, and the transactional data will be executed by the end users. It is transactional data is referred to as a day-to-day business data, like creation of purchase order, creation of purchase requisition. All this comes under transactional data. Whereas master data means it's a data on which transactional data is performed. Master data is like your material master, your vendor master. These are called master data, which we will see it in our next further classes. Configuration data is like a one-time data. It will be created by the consultants. It will be accessed through a transaction called SPRO, which we will see it in our further classes. Suppose if I show here, I log in again. So if I go here, if you type SPRO, this is the what do you call configuration. Go to SAP reference IMG, click on that button. It will take you to the configuration data, which we will discuss in our further classes. This is what you will do as a consultant. That's okay. We will see it in from our next classes. Okay, so there are three types of data in the system. Configuration data, Okay, what do you call master data and transactional data. We will learn all the three during our course. Okay, so that's all. So with this we have completed the navigation.